Hello everybody and welcome back to the West Ham Network. This is your live reaction to Nuno Espirito Santo's press conference ahead of the game on Thursday against Manchester United at Old Trafford. A bit of a frustrated, a bit of a spiky Nuno Espirito Santo today, but no wonder, to be honest with you, because the level of questioning was borderline ridiculous, and this is why I don't understand sometimes why they don't put genuine, West Ham fans that come from the West Ham opinion to bring these questions to the mainstream, to the West Ham fans. Because yes, okay, I get there's an element of we can't be too much, but they spent half of the press conference that was released out to the main public about Manchester United. I don't care about Manchester United. I'm not a Manchester United fan. We're not Manchester United fans. We're West Ham. You want to know, I suppose, team news of the opposition, but that's it. That's all I really care about. And apart from that, I don't actually really care about them at all. So I just want us to focus fully on the press conference as such. But I'm here to talk to you about that, so keep your comments coming in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, please leave a comment. I'll get into the first question, and that was about team news today, and he was speaking about 𝐍𝐔𝐍𝐎 𝐄𝐒𝐏𝐈𝐑𝐈𝐓𝐎, and the question was, is he going to be fit? Is he going to be around? And really, the simple answer was, I don't think so, unfortunately. We're still assessing, but I think it's too soon. 𝐍𝐔𝐍𝐎 has started training without contact, but he's involved with some of the sessions. We know we have issues after games, but we'll have to see. And I think it's really disappointing to think that 𝐄𝐒𝐏's not going to be there, because against Liverpool, that's the sort of player we were missing from the off, from the beginning, out on the left-hand side. That's the type of player that West Ham were lacking to bring in. So fingers crossed, he could get back sooner rather than later. Waste of a press conference from Michael Blease. 100% frogs in a well seems staged to me. It was not great, to be honest with you, but I think when it comes down to West Ham playing teams like Manchester United, who have got a world-renowned, fan base, people only really care about Manchester. It's just so frustrating. It just drives me insane. It's the kind of, I was going to say the top six favouritism, not the top six, because Manchester United aren't a top six team, but it's just the favouritism, etc. etc. Michael Blease, rumours have it that 𝐄𝐒𝐏's out till the new year. Darren Turner, how do we get graphics up so fast? Well, wouldn't you like to know, my man? Wouldn't you like to know? Now, we have people working in the backgrounds, and that's what makes this flow a little bit better. Next up was talking about Lucas Paqueta. I've got a video coming out tomorrow morning talking about the situation, my reflection on the situation. And he said, Nuno said, I spoke to Lucas and he spoke to all of us. He's apologised, but we protect our own. It's clear that everyone understood mistakes can happen. Sometimes you can't control your emotions, and people deserve a chance. We move forward, and he will be involved after Manchester United. He's suffering, he's disappointed and sad, but he realises the mistake he made and he wants to move forward. Sometimes people aren't aware of the problems footballers endure, but I think he'll come through it. And I think there's an element of, I agree with what Nuno was saying in that to a certain extent, and also, really, to be honest with you, I agree with all of it. If I'm being honest, there is blame on the player, but also players are human at the same time. I'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow, but leave your comments in and let me know your thoughts. The next question was the impact of the trial on Lucas Paqueta, and he said, I think it's affecting him, but he's willing to move forward and put it to one side. Here at the club, we have all the support of the players need. We had the processes to provide assistance at the club. We've had good conversations, and we had the squad, and the squad supports him. Definitely, I think he is happy here. So I suppose all that sort of stuff is good to see. Then the question was asked about the aftermath of the Liverpool game, and he said, each game is a new start. Sunday was tough, but we competed until the last minute. There are many things we can improve. I think we played well offensively, but we need to make better decisions. We want to achieve good movements and then put in good actions. The final action isn't there, and that's what we have to look for. We work on the training field by repetition, but we innovate also. And it's funny because I don't actually see what he means here, because I don't think the game was great. I think the game was there for the taking. I don't think we maximised that. And really only in that game I saw one element of innovation, and that came from Matheus Fernandes when he whipped that kind of no-look pass, threaded ball through their defence, and Callum Wilson ran onto it. for a clinical finisher, you maybe have done something a bit better. But because obviously Callum Wilson, and I rate Callum Wilson, but he's on the wrong side of that age. He was a bit slow in the uptake, and we didn't get the shot off in the end. But that was really where we lacked, and we didn't attempt those things. And when Paqueta did try and attempt those things, even before he got the chance, he held onto the ball too long, and that's really what, for me, what impacted the game in itself. Michael says Pac-Man will play for us again, but he did it on the wrong day after passing of a legend. He should ask not to play. We didn't compete at all. He's done for me. Unforgivable. 6 at the back. Trying session that pool game. I get your points. I get all your points. But I'll talk more about Paqueta tomorrow. Then, of course, it became the Man United section, and it was really frustrating for me, to be honest, to listen to. But it is what they do. And he said they're a good team and they're playing well. They showed against Crystal Palace they can compete well, and it's going to be a tough game. Then asked about Areola and being, the West Ham #1, and that Nuno has stuck with him. And he said, we've not only Alphonse, but all our goalkeepers are doing well. We hope Alphonse will keep performing on the pitch. And he is performing on the pitch. To be honest with you, he's keeping us in games. He kept us in the game at Bournemouth, to be honest with you. And he also made some really crucial saves against Liverpool as well. And again, back on to bloody Manchester United, when they said Manchester United's improvement is clear to see. We've met each other many times and we'll be on a different sides on Thursday, but the respect will be there. We are companions in the job we do. I look at Manchester United, Amarim, and their players, and I look how we can do well against them, and I think we can do well against them. Again, it all depends on what sort of West Ham turn up. They are a club that can be got at if you press. The one thing, I fully get that Nuno Espirito Santo is going to play a low block. I'm fully aware of that. But for me, when it comes to the low block, I think if you're going to low block those teams so much that you don't press from the front, I think, bang, we just invite constant levels of pressure, and we don't have the strength and depth. We don't have the squad. We don't have the first team 11 to be able to be capable of that. And when you see the level of amount of shots that come at you, game in and game out, it's inevitable that opposition teams are going to score goals, and we don't have attempts at goal. We're not going to score goals, so we need to change that. And I think the intensity needs to start from the front, and that's what we're desperately lacking. 𝐍𝐒 saying Pac-Man will also hold on to the ball too long, which is what we need when counter-attacking as we do. My problem is he holds on to it a little bit too long, and I think that really does have an impact in our game. I feel like if he could distribute that ball one step or one move earlier, each time, seconds earlier, we'd be in a bit of a more advantageous situation. But it is what it is. Anyway, it's short and sweet for you. Short and sweet. There's your reaction, live reaction from the Nuno Espirito Santo press conference against Manchester United. The game is on Thursday. We'll be live back for all of your match day needs. So keep your eyes on the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment. Check out Hammer's headlines again. Check out Russ's video this morning, the rant on the Bowen situation. Anyone that hasn't seen the article already, look, from the West Ham Network wrote an interesting piece in relation to Bowen and Guilherme and potentially Bowen being dropped. It was an opinion piece and it's gone a bit viral. So go check it out and see what your opinion is. But we'll have more on that coming up soon. So hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, and come on, you Irons.